What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, bringing you incredible guests from all over the world. So sit back, relax, and tune in. This one you're going to want to listen to. It's going to be a very powerful, lot of value. He's a Scalar Light researcher, entrepreneur, inventor, and founder of Free Energy of the Sun and Stars. Please welcome Tom Paladino. Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
So we've had a pretty good conversation here prior to recording. Can you please tell everyone, share with everyone what free energy of the sun and stars means?
I am working with an energy, let's call it scalar energy. Where does it originate from? The sun and the stars. So I do not produce this energy. I don't get it from an electrical plant or it's not natural gas or oil. It's star energy or quantum energy, or what some people call chi or prana. Yeah. So I'm working with the life force energy of the universe that's clean, it's infinite in supply, it does not leave any carbon footprint, and it's able to perform so many functions. It's incredible, the reach that you have with this energy. It's not electricity, it's the life force energy of the universe.
And how did you, or what brought you to wanting to create this, I don't know necessarily if it's a product, but something that is essentially available to all of us to help heal and help people?
Thank you. I looked at technology. I'm a scientist. I looked at technology and I said, how can we simplify matters and how can we make energy readily available at a very inexpensive price? And I decided upon scalar energy. Again, it's not electricity. So I developed scalar energy instruments that can perform functions that will help people in quantum wellness. So I have dedicated my life to this type of instrumentation for quantum wellness.
It's very interesting. And so what does that look like to someone if they were to want to use scalar light?
I will explain. So when I'm working with quantum energy, again, this is not electricity. I access a person through their photograph. This is my photograph, and people will actually email me a photograph. I'll place their photograph inside an instrument. And the instrument will look at the microbes, the microorganisms that they have, and then send energy into the quantum field to destroy, to break down those microbes. So for instance, if I had herpes, my photograph, my quantum field, which is information, would detect the herpes virus.
Yeah.
And I'm able to send energy into the informational field to find the herpes virus and to break it apart.
Wow. That's so how long would that take to actually get rid of it completely?
One day.
One day.
Yeah. Because I'm working with energy, it's fundamental, and the instrument does what I ask it to do. If I ask the instrument to detect the herpes virus and to break it apart, disassemble the herpes virus, it would do that. Only one day, one session.
And so does this work on all different types of viruses?
I would say we have a collection now. We can instruct the instrument so we can probably eradicate 4,000 or 5,000 different species of viruses. Yes.
Wow. Can you tell us or share with us a story of someone that has been using the scalar light to heal themselves?
Yeah, we work with people around the world. And many times I like to cite, say, viral infections such as herpes and HIV, which essentially are incurable. Well, after we work with these people, they report back to us they feel better, and that if they have a follow-up PCR test, a polymerase chain reaction test, there's no viral load. So judging from their performance and judging from the testimonies of people say that they no longer have a viral load for herpes or HIV. That is the beginning body of evidence.
Yeah.
And we have thousands of testimonies to speak to that point. So to make it very clear to your audience, what I'm doing is groundbreaking. It's new, it's different, it's never been duplicated. So I'm at the vanguard of this new quantum wellness in which we work with force fields, energy. We don't work biologically, we work with force fields. And we do that through a person's photograph because their photograph carries their quantum energy.
And why? So I just kind of explain that really quick since, I'm not a scientist. How does a photograph carry quantum energy?
A photograph is a source of light.
Yeah.
So my scalar energy signature is on a photograph. So I can bilocate. Now, what am I getting at? Instead of visiting my laboratory, people email me a photograph, and their photograph visits my laboratory. So instead of working with a person in the flesh, we work with a person in the quantum realm.
Okay.
And the quantum realm seems to have an immediate correspondence with the biological realm. We can't prove that, but it seems to be that that is the case. So working through a photograph, the photograph reports a person's constitution. So if I have the herpes virus, it will show up on the photograph.
Yeah.
In other words, you and I are having a Zoom call right now.
Yeah.
Well, you're not in my office, but nonetheless, I see who you are.
Right.
I see your demeanor. And that's the immediate real-time reporting, just as a photograph is the immediate real-time reporting.
Yeah. So you don't have your instrument on the screen, do you? Can I see what's going on with me?
Maybe you could do a screen share. I could show one of the photographs of my laboratory. Anyway, they're custom-built instruments.
Yeah.
And they're rather unique.
Yeah. We could do a screen share, but if we do that, we're going to have to be very explicit on how you're explaining that so people that are just listening and not watching understand what's happening.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you like to do that?
Yeah, go ahead. So I'm going to demonstrate one of the instruments that I'm working with.
Hold on a second.
It's if you will, it is a scalar energy instrument. Actually, I'll hold up. This is one of the photographs of my laboratory. If we can't do that right now.
Go ahead. You can go ahead. There we go.
That's a scalar energy instrument. Now, we don't work with people. I actually place a photograph inside that instrument. Those are custom-built instruments. And those instruments allow me to access a person's quantum field. It's not a biological process. It's an informational process.
Wow.
So that instrument allows me to pinpoint, say, a virus or a bacterium, and then send instructions to break down that virus or that bacterium. So this is the state of the art that we're at right now. It's a new science in which we don't work with people. We work with their quantum field, photographs of people. This has never been done before.
Wow. So how long did it take you to build that instrument and make sure that it was working because that's got to be a long process.
Yeah, it is. It's been a lifelong. Thank you. I was fortunate enough to meet an inventor, the Hieronymus family, and I've used their instrumentation back in the 90s, and I perfected it over the past 20 years. And now we're at the point where these instruments can easily pinpoint a microbe and then break down the molecular bonds of that microbe. So what am I saying to your audience? This is the easy way, the painless way to email us a photograph. Email us a photograph, and we will eradicate the pathogens by way of quantum energy.
So there's got to be a lot of people that listen to this and be like, that's not possible. There's no way. Like what? And I'm sure Big Pharma would be completely against this kind of treatment, I guess you'd call it, for people that have HIV or herpes or some type of virus that they love to prescribe medication for. What is your rebuttal to someone like that?
Look at the results. Yeah. Look at the results. I'm all about results. This is an HIV community in Delhi, India. Okay. And I've worked with over 5,000 people at this clinic in Delhi, India. After I work with them, people from the clinic submit their PCR to us. Their PCR test is not detected. This is one test, a viral load in which nobody at that clinic anymore has any sign, has any positive viral load for HIV. Now, I'll let your audience decide the merit of that research.
Okay.
Look at our test results. Look at the favorable results that we're having with people around the world, and then your audience will decide. Well, if there is evidence forthcoming that these test results show no viral load, then it's of merit. This is one of the test results from this clinic, Om Prakash.
So guys, so whoever is just listening and not watching the video, he just shared a piece of evidence on the screen that he's explaining to us right now. Sorry, Tom, keep going.
Yeah, not a problem. So what we're looking at is a PCR test of an individual that submitted their photograph to us. Now, this individual is from an HIV clinic in Delhi, India. And after living with a positive viral load for years. This individual followed up with a PCR test subsequent to our sessions. In other words, this individual from Delhi, India, submitted a photograph to us.
Yeah.
And this individual now reports that they have no detectable viral load. Well, I have to let the general public make their decision as to whether this works or not.
Yeah.
My work has never been duplicated. Yeah. Nobody has my scalar energy instrument, so nobody can perform the function that I'm performing.
And how did you, like, I mean, it's always very interesting to me, to scientists like yourself that, and inventors that create these kind of instruments. How did you create this? Like, what was your motivation, or like your aha moment that said, hey, I can create this and help people get better?
At a young age, I studied a scientist by the name of Nikola Tesla. Many of the people in your audience have heard that name. Nikola Tesla was a great inventor. And Tesla was working with scalar energy instruments. In many ways, I copied his work, and I copied the work of Galen Hieronymus. So I'm not the original thinker here. And over this succession, this generation of inventor after inventor, now we've perfected it to the point that this is indeed a valid science. We're following the laws of science.
Yeah.
And whether people realize that or not, I am working exclusively with scientific instruments, and I'm seeing good results. So there's no human input here. There's no human, we're not factoring in human reasoning. We're working with energy. Energy is fundamental. So my results should be considered on the merit of a scientific basis. There's no auto-suggestion here.
Yeah. And so after they go through the scalar light treatment where you use your instrument, does it ever come back?
No. Once a virus breaks apart, it ceases to exist. I mean, you could become reinfected, but once we break down the molecular bonds of a virus, it ceases to exist.
Big pharma and doctors that don't believe in this kind of thing are not going to like you at all.
You understand? Very good. So this is free energy. We opened up our conversation by saying this is free energy from the sun and the stars, and it is. So if my free energy device can work with people halfway around the world by way of their photograph, then my free energy device eventually should be able to illuminate a home or an office.
Yeah.
So this is the avenue we're taking. This is not electricity. This is free energy. Free energy will change the economic order.
Yeah. And so walk me through what it would look like. So if I said, okay, I'm interested in doing this, I'm going to send you my picture. What can someone expect to experience?
So we offer 15 days of free sessions on our website. We will, in those 15 days, identify and eradicate microbes. We'll balance the chakras. These instruments can balance the brain waves. And then the third modality, we can actually send in information that will create a vitamin or a mineral. So for 15 days, we'll eradicate pathogens, balance the chakras, and provide nutrients. After 15 days, many people are convinced that they feel better, and they're starting to understand this new science, this new approach, quantum wellness, that's informational. It's non-physical. Yeah. We don't work with the physical. We only work with information. We work with the spirit, not the physical body. We work with the quantum body.
And so what would someone need after 15 days? So it sounds like you almost, it's kind of like you give them everything and then you don't have a repeat customer. And most people that are in curing any type of disease or virus, that's not what they want.
Well, if people feel that 15 days is sufficient, and most people, if they have, let's say they have herpes, and after 15 days they feel that they no longer are infected, then they never visit us again. That's fine. My point, my emphasis now is to introduce this to the world. The easiest way is by giving away free sessions.
Yeah.
Because people have to experience this. They want hands-on experience, and they want to see results. So I allow everybody in the world to sign up for 15 days for free, and then I'll let the world decide.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, I'll take the 15 days. I'll even do you have people do like record their experience each day?
Do. Yes, we
yeah.
do.
I mean, I would totally do that just to kind of to support you and to show. I mean, I feel like I'm a fairly healthy person. All my blood work comes back good, but you never know what the quantum energy is going to show.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
You're right. Thank you. We have 3,000 or 4,000 testimonies on our website, And it's gotten to the point where it's rather matter of fact. This works. People feel better. Now, you cannot establish this by way of medical science. This is not medical science. Right. It's not Newtonian science. It's a new science.
Yeah.
So you cannot compare the apple to the orange. We won't do that here.
Yeah. I actually had a previous client of mine that I coached, and she's got a podcast called Work Your Energy. I think she's all big into the quantum energy. So I think you'd be a great guest for her show, and I'm going to make that introduction for you. But I really believe I believe in this because I do, everything is about energy, right? You walk into a room and you can feel like if the energy's bad, right? And it's like, that's your inherent nature of like what we've been given to, if you are in tune to yourself and to those kind of things around you. And right. So I really believe that this is something that can really help the world. What is your ultimate goal? Like, what would you like to see if everybody was like trying out your scalar light? Where would it go then?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna heal the world. God will heal the world. If I can work with 5,000 people at a clinic in Delhi, India, by way of their photograph, I've never been to India, then we can work with billions of people around the world.
Yeah.
I want to work with billions of people by way of their photograph. And then the world will see the merit. After 1 billion or 2 billion people feel better, and they experience a quantum healing, call it what you will, this will catch on, and this will be a new industry. It'll be the beginning of the free energy era. We're not going to be beholden to these monopolies anymore. We're going to walk forward. With God's help, we're going to have free energy, and we will no longer be shackled, enslaved by these monopolies.
Wow, that's a huge statement, and that's kind of dangerous too. I mean, but I'm all for it. Like, sign me up. I'm a supporter. But people that are in those huge industries are not going to like the free energy because. So how do you sustain yourself? How do you personally sustain yourself?
We have a retail website. We barely get by, but I'm not interested in breaking the bank here. I get by.
That's a beautiful thing. God will reward you for that.
Yeah, He does. He has.
So I have a question in regards to the minerals. So I believe in taking supplementation and vitamins and all that stuff. So when someone goes through the 15 days, so does the 15 days fully go through those different modules?
Yes, it does. For instance, we are able to assemble over 350 nutrients. Now consider this: everybody has carbon, oxygen, nitrogen.
Yeah.
We simply rearrange the elements in your body, and we create a vitamin. So the building blocks exist, and we just take the building blocks of your body and we make a nutrient, such as a mineral, an antioxidant, an amino acid. So this is what you can do with scalar energy. You can take a physical form and with intelligence rearrange it.
Yeah. I mean, because that's where a lot of people are lacking is their minerals, and that's what creates cancer and tumors and things of that nature, because they're not taking. I mean, we are surrounded by toxins, many particles of rubber in the air, they cremate bodies. And if, that goes into the air, there's just so many toxins that are around us. And so if people aren't balancing out all those things that you talked about, that's how they become sick and, or, herpes or HIV, things of that nature.
Yeah. So you see the big picture. Thank you for being open-minded. When you're working with energy is fundamental. Energy never makes a mistake. Light never makes a mistake. If I tell my instrument to seek out and disassemble or eradicate the herpes virus, it does that.
Yeah.
This is not a human process. It's a light function. I'm working with the laws of science.
I'd say it's a universal function.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So it's mistake proof.
Wow. Where can people find you, connect with you, and sign up for the 15 free days?
Yeah. The website is scalarlight.com. SCALAR, scalarlight.com. Visit the website, sign up. All you do is email us your bust shot, just a facial photograph, and include your family, get their permission, and then include your dogs and your cats. Right? And because we can benefit people, animals, and plants. This has such a far-reaching scope.
Yeah. I'm going to send in my picture today of me and my fiance and my dogs. And so after we send in the picture, do we have to talk to you every single day?
No. That's the beauty.
Do we get a report from you?
Yeah, every day you'll receive an email from us. We'll explain to you what we're doing. It's that simple. The sessions are standardized. Again, this is not, I don't give medical advice. I'm not a medical professional. I'm a scalar energy professional, which is a new science.
Wow. All right. So you guys, I'm going to put that link in the show notes, scalarlight.com, and go sign up for 15 free days. You have nothing to lose. And if anything, you have a lot to gain as far as getting your chakras balanced and seeing if you have any of those viruses happening, and to see what happens at the end of the 15 days. So I highly recommend go click that link in the show notes and sign up for the free 15 days. Tom, this is the part of the show where I like to ask for last words of wisdom or advice. What would you like to leave with us today?
Love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. Follow the golden rule. This would be a better world, a much more convenient world if we would do that.
Yes, amen to that. Well, I am just so happy that we connected and I brought you on the show. I'm excited to see how many lives we touch with your instrument and your new energy treatment. I mean, it's so fascinating. So I'm very excited to share this with my audience. But thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you for the time.
You're welcome. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate, review, comment, share, all those good things. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guests.